now we shift gears and talk about Black Star Riders, which have a new album, their fourth, coming out soon, called Another State of Grace. We'll listen to the single from that record when we wrap up the interview with Ricky as well. But, Ricky, it's fitting that we spent some time talking about Lizzie as well, because Black Star Riders were born out of Thin Lizzy, and the decision when you guys made it to make original music, which I thought was very, very smart and respectful at the time, to not call it Thin Lizzy and call it Black Star Riders. And now here we are on the cusp of a fourth record already coming out from the band. So you put a pretty impressive catalog together in 5-6 years, pumping out 4 records. Tell us about this new record, and obviously a major lineup change here as well, with Damon Johnson being out. We had Damon on not too long ago. I know that was a amicable parting, but Christian Martucci from Stone Sour coming in. So talk a little bit about where things are at now with Black Star Riders.
Things are very, very, very great in the Black Star Riders camp. Thanks, Eddie. We obviously recorded this 4th album. It's our 4th one in 7 years. Which, like you said, is incredible, because really when we did the first album way back in 2013 and coming out of the Thin Lizzy and changing the name, we had no idea how it was going to do. We had no idea if people were going to be interested, if people would like the band, if the Thin Lizzy fans would. We just didn't know. We knew we'd made a great record, and that was it. But the fact that, here we are now, into the 4th record, 7 years in, shows you that the people have voted with their feet, and they've come out and they've supported the band. And it's a testimony, and I love the fact that the fans have just got behind the band so much. So we're so thankful that we're still making records. And this one, I think everybody says that when they make a new record, I want to be no different. I think it's our strongest yet. Obviously, we were very, very sad to see Damon go. Damon's my bro, and I love him dearly. And he's a fantastic human being, a fantastic guitar player, and a great songwriter. But, we knew it was happening, and we knew it was happening for a while, so we were well prepared for it. And to get Christian Martucci into the ranks has been a real revelation. Christian is a phenomenal guitar player, wonderful, wonderful person, and him and I just clicked right from the off. I had a bunch of ideas towards the end of last year. I went up to Christian's place, and we started working on the demos, and I just knew straight away that these songs were special and that they were really good. There was a great chemistry between us. So between everybody, Robbie Crane came in with a couple of killer riffs. Scott Gorham always brings some amazing riffs to the table, of course. So between all of us, I knew we had a great record. And we had about 18, 19 songs at the start of this year. And we went into the studio with Jay Rustin producing the whole record this time. Jay had mixed the last 2 previous albums, but not produced. We'd worked with Nick Raskulinich. But this time Jay did the whole thing. And we recorded here in Los Angeles at Sphere Studios. And just an amazing experience. Just everything went so well and so smooth, and I think we've made a great sounding record.
Yeah, I do too. I've heard the record, and it is killer. And I love Jay's work as a producer. And one of the things that Jay was telling me is that maybe even more so than in previous records, Scott Gorham, and I don't know if this has to do with Damon not being there and a new guy coming in, but Scott's contributions were really above and beyond on this record. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. This is the best I've seen Scott Gorham. Scott Gorham, he's amazing, but this is, personally for me, it's the best I've heard and seen Scott Gorham play guitar in a long time. Certainly, it's the best I think he's played on the Black Star Riders record. Not that he's ever played badly, he's always been amazing, but he just seemed really comfortable. I think it had a lot to do with the way we recorded this record. Usually before you go in the studio and you'll put down the 10, 11 drum tracks, then you'll put the bass tracks on, and the bass player would go home, then you'd build it that way. This time around, working with Jay, we did a track a day, so we'd complete the whole track in one day. So you do the drums, you put the bass guitars on, I put the vocals on. So everybody was around for the whole process. Nobody left early. Everybody had to be there until the record was finished. And I think that gave us a real sense of unity. And Scott was very, very comfortable recording that way because he could really focus in on one song at a time. And he was coming up with some insane ideas, and wait till people hear some of the solos on this record. And him and Christian just had an instant chemistry with the vibrato and the dual lead guitar thing. They just seemed to really click. And like I said, it was an amazing experience. And it was great to sort of sit there and watch the two of them, cranking out these amazing guitar solos on these songs.
Christian Martucci, of course, is also in Stone Sour. The timing is good because Corey Taylor is about to go into Slipknot mode for the next couple of years. So this is great that Christian has this. How did you decide on him to come in and fill some very large shoes? Because, like you said, Damon was a big part of this band, not only playing but also writing a lot with you and bringing in material. So really filling that spot was going to be something that was going to have to be a super important choice. How did you arrive at Christian Martucci? Was there an audition process? Was he somebody that just popped into your mind and the band said, that's the guy? How did that all work?
Yeah, I mean, there was an audition process. We auditioned here in Los Angeles for a day, and everybody that came in and auditioned were great. They'd done the homework and they played the songs exceptionally well. But when we were finished, we just didn't feel that we'd found the right guy. Just something wasn't quite right. And it was actually Jay Ruskin said, look, Christian's off the road for the next few years because Corey's, as you said, is going back out with Slipknot. And I said, I think he's the perfect guy. So I hit up Christian, and he sent over a video of him playing along, I think, the Soldier's Town from the Killer Instinct album. And as soon as I saw it, I went, this is the guy. It was that good. And, sent it to the other guys in the band, and everybody we all got on the phone. This is our guy. Look no further. I mean, I think we even said to him, look, you don't even need to send any more stuff. It's yours. And then just getting to know him and seeing what a chilled and laid back guy he is, also, but obviously with a great work ethic as well. We knew it was just going to be the right fit, and like I said, he's been a revelation. It's great having him in Black Star Riders, and he's brought a certain edge to the band, maybe that we didn't have before. No disrespect to anybody, but he's brought a little bit more of an edge, and I think it suits the band.
And what's the plan? First of all, when is the record out?
September 6th is the release date.
Okay, so a little ways away before the full record comes. And what's the plan as far as touring? I know that because of the connection to Thin Lizzy, this band historically has done much of its work outside of America. One of the reasons why Damon, who was on here with me recently, said that he left because he didn't want to tour internationally as much as Black Star Riders do. But what are the tour plans? Do you have anything lined up yet that you can talk about?
We do. We have a huge European tour starting, UK European tour starting in October. We start in the UK, and then we head into to mainland Europe with Diamond Head opening up for us, which I'm really looking forward to. I think that's going to be a great bill. And that'll sort of take us up to Christmas. And then in 2020, we are obviously looking at doing some shows in the States. There definitely will be some shows in the States. And you're going to South America and Japan and hopefully Australia. And then we're into the festival season over in Europe in the summer. So the plan is, just really to work the hell out of the record. Like I said, it's out September 6th, but there will be a couple of tracks pre-released before that, Eddie. You can obviously get Another State of Grace now. You can download it. You can stream it. But we will be putting 2 more tracks out prior to the actual album release that people will be able to get hold of.
And does Black Star Riders, and do you still plan on putting, when you play as Black Star Riders, a couple Thin Lizzy songs in the set? I know now with 4 studio records of original material, I'm sure you want to play a lot of that, but where does Thin Lizzy fit into Black Star Riders if people come to see the band live?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have obviously cut it down, obviously, with the more records because we are Black Star Riders and we are not Thin Lizzy, although we do obviously have the connection. The last time out we were playing 2 Thin Lizzy songs. I'm sure maybe that we'll cut that down to 1, but I think it's a testimony to Black Star Riders that, the people coming to the shows aren't missing the fact that we're not doing Thin Lizzy songs. They're there to hear Black Star Riders. And I think after 7 years and 4 records, people finally get it, go, this is a band that stands on its own. We've had phenomenal chart success over in Europe. We get national radio play over in the UK and in Germany. I think people now realise, okay, this is a band on its own merit. So I think we're at a point now where when we will go out, we do have a lot of material obviously to pick from. It'll probably maybe just be one Lizzy song, or maybe none at all. I don't know.
And the last thing, Ricky, is that you, on top of all this stuff that you have going on, I know you're working with a good friend of mine, Keith Nelson, and you're working on a new solo record, right?
Yeah, that's done. We're finished. We're done and dusted. We had a great time working with Keith Nelson. And he produced and I co-wrote some of the songs with him on that as well. And we had a great experience. And That's all done. So just sitting on that. Obviously, not sure when that's going to be available. Probably after the Black Star Riders touring cycle finishes. So it'll be a while, but it's nice to have it in the bag, and it sounds great. And Keith, as you know, is a fantastic guitar player and a great producer, so it was a lot of fun working with him. So it's nice to have that done and dusted and just keep it in the back burner for now, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to hearing that as well, and that should be really cool. So you got your plate full, man. It looks like you got a busy schedule coming up, and I'm hoping that, you know, when I saw you guys play last, Scott said to me that Lizzie, you would do some stuff under the Lizzie name in America, that he was hoping to come back and do a few things here in the U.S. Is there anything more on that front?
I don't, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, you know, I would never rule anything out, and like I said, that's up to Scott. At some point, that would obviously be really, really nice to do. But I mean, who knows? You know, that's all I can really say on that for now, Eddie.
Yeah, because it is cool what you guys have done with this by making this two separate bands, which I think is a very smart thing to do. You actually, you know, now you could actually come through, play Black Star Riders. People know they're going to hear original material from 4 records, but then there is that incredible archive of music that you guys do so well with Scott, with Thin Lizzy, that people know, okay, if I'm going to come to a show and it's billed as that, then that night I'm going to get, you know, all the Lizzie songs. It's kind of cool that there are, it's the same, but essentially, but two separate camps of material that just by knowing the name of the band that they're going in to see, they know what they're going to get. Yeah,
it's worked extremely well for us, and it's a wonderful situation to be in, because it really is the best of both worlds, and to have that and to be where we're at with everything, you know, we're very, very lucky and very blessed that it's developed and grown in such a way that's enabled us to do both things.
Well, everybody look forward to getting the new album out on September 6th, Another State of Grace from Black Star Riders. We'll do maybe some more when the record is actually out and available. But it worked out great timing-wise, Ricky, because, like I said, we didn't plan it this way, but sad news with Philomena passing away. So I appreciate you giving us a few thoughts on that and all the other things you have going on. And we're going to play right now the single and the title track that's now out from the new Black Star Riders, Another State of Grace. Anything you want to say about this before we let people hear it and I let you go?
Yeah, it's. I think people will love the guitar work on this. It's very Lizzie-esque. It's a riff that I had kicking about for a while, and I gave it to Scott and to Christian, and they just took it to a whole new level. And it's a real fist in the air Celtic rock, feel good Irish anthem, and hopefully the folks out there will dig it.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to let people hear it right now. I appreciate a few minutes, Ricky, and I'll see you hopefully when I'm in L.A. again in a couple weeks.
Sounds good, Eddie. Thank you so much for all your support, my friend. Really appreciate it.
You got it, man. Thank you for all the killer music, and I'll see you soon.
Take care. Thanks, Eddie.
Bye-bye. There he goes, Ricky Warwick, everybody. Ricky, of course, like I said, as you just heard, Black Star Riders and Thin Lizzy. Great guy, talented guy, really talented guy. And they couldn't have found a guy better to front what is, you know, now Thin Lizzy. And, of course, I think the smartest thing they ever did was when they decided to make original music, change the name of the band to Black Star Riders. And as you're about to hear, they make some great, great rock music. It is criminal that this band is not, you know, more highly regarded and played in America. Hopefully that'll change with album number 4, Another State of Grace, coming out on September 6th.